Good evening. This is Larry coming to you live from Stevie's room. Happy New Year. And I'm coming to you from a very chilly Miami tonight with temperatures in the 40s. But my topic tonight is my case for the shelter pet. First, let me start out by saying there is a difference between getting a pet at a breeder or a pet store and planning it out that way, where you get an animal that is coming for the most part from a pet-friendly environment with some lineage to it and some health history of its family in some cases, and and is going to end up in a home, no matter what. I mean, these are animals that are placed for sale, which I find hard to say even when there are so many in the shelter that would be given a home in some cases with their adoption fee waived. And that brings me to the second point. It's about saving a life, because not all animals in shelters make it. And you have a chance to give one a chance to make it. And no, it may not be a purebred animal. It may not have that vanity that where you can say, well, I have a XYZ. Look at how beautiful this animal is. And by the way, some of those animals do end up in shelters. When I look at the Westminster Dog Show, for instance, I see these absolutely gorgeous dogs with some very average looking people marching around with them. And I think to myself, these people are the physical attractiveness equivalent of the animals that end up in the shelter in the human world. They're not supermodels. And these dogs are gorgeous, but even they sometimes could end up in a shelter at the taxpayer expense. And yet none of that is incorporated into the fee or the penalties. And I know that some breeders are going to get very angry at this because they make their livelihood on this. But I'm strongly advocating going to the shelter and bringing a pet home for a minimal fee or even free in some cases. And you will find a loving, caring animal and a life that you've saved. This is a question often asked to me. Do I have a Maine Coon or a Bengal or a Savannah, these gorgeous cats? Oh, they're gorgeous, absolutely. But no, I don't. I have a Kuka, a Stevie, a Toothie, and the cat on the street. And I have one from the shelter, which I'm telling you the story of Kira. And they've brought a lot of love and happiness into my life. There is just one thing I'd like to finish with. If you bring home a shelter pet, you have to be sure in your mind when you take that pet out that you are ready to make the commitment. If you return it, then that animal is deemed unadoptable. And now that animal's life is placed in peril. So this is not something where you can just say, okay, I'll get it, and if it doesn't work out, I'm going to give it back. No. Don't do it if that's the case. I even tell people, don't give a pet as a gift. This is not like giving someone a wristwatch or a T-shirt or something like that. This is something that something, a gift like a T-shirt, the person doesn't want to wear it, doesn't wear it. A wristwatch is, you can always return it. But an animal has feelings. it's not an item. So if you get a shelter pet, you have to be sure that you're ready to make this commitment. Good night, be safe, be well, and here is my cue from Kuka that it is time to end this little post. Thank you. First, I have to get her out of the way.